Okay, so I got a cheap SNES off eBay. Never had one when I was little. Had the original 8-bit NES toaster, but not a SNES. You know, I guess we spent too much on that. Didn't feel like buying the SNES. Well, parents did. I have an old 20-inch CRT in the corner. Old RCA. Back in the day, the RF port is a little wiggly. It broke and put some super glue and solder on it years ago. Must have dried out to fix it. But might get rid of it soon. It's from 1990, I think. So, but actually I thought it was, but on the back of the TV it says 93. Anyhow, games look best on that, but just got this 85-inch TLC for $1,000 from Costco. Wanted something for movies and streaming and all that, so 100 was 1,700, 1,500 in store, but you know, this is only 15 inches less and it's 700 less. It's 1,000. Although there's no end to it, then you know they had 75-inch for 500. So you know, half the price, so there's no end to it. But anyway, went to Best Buy. It was so nice. They had HDMI to RCA converter. Let's see if you can see the like edges and all that, the pixelating and all that. So on high def TV it's not very good. Same my regular Nintendo, that'll be a separate video. But anyhow, and I got one of those too. I rebought my childhood basically on eBay. Found a cheap NES for like 20 bucks, blinking and not working. Just had to buy a new connector. That broke eventually too. Well, it just doesn't play games and give good signal. I rectified that by using a Game Genie. And that makes proper contact with the PCB because the pins are thicker. Games load up every time without fail. Except they need to be properly cleaned or there's a lot of lines and garbage on the screen. But anyhow, yeah, I went to Best Buy, got a converter. Input RCA and output to the TV. And there's the other way around too, but I bought initially the older style. This one's 40 bucks. I bought the older style for 10 bucks or something like that. But that was RCA output and HDMI input. So that was like connect a Fire Stick to an old TV, not the other way around, which is what I needed. Connect old devices to a new TV. That was connect new devices to an old TV. So, went back to return it. They had one in stock of the older model, which looks slightly different than this. But that was mislabeled incorrectly. It wasn't labeled properly. So he was really nice. He ripped off the label, put it on one of the brand new boxes for 40 bucks and said you can have this at the discounted price. Open box price. Did not expect that. So he gave this to me for 14 or 15 something with tax. With tax, not bad. It still looks pretty crappy, but as you can see, not the best. I'm gonna reset the game and you will see the difference. Pretty good, but still not the best. You can see, for example, on the top right hand corner, you can see the You can see the like aliasing around the thing and the time and everything. You can see it's just not very clean image. And even Mario himself is not super clean. It's very pixelated. So let me turn it on. Plug it back in. Turn it back on. Got the this hyperkin box, hyperkin cable, multi-AV out on one side and HDMI on the other, plugged in behind the TV. This is what it looks like. There's 4.3 and 16.9. You can see it there. Oh, but that's a different HDMI port, so I have to switch over to HDMI 2. Yeah, now you can see when I plug it in. You can see it's much clearer around the Mario and the time and everything. It's much clearer. So I'm gonna exit out of here, and you can see the whole thing is much clearer. You don't need a fancy retro tank scaler. Well, for regular Nintendo and other consoles, but not for SNES. You can see the words Mario, see how much clearer the image is. If I zoom in, see Mario is much sharper picture than before. It was way pixelated. And so there you can see how much clearer everything is. So yeah, it's pretty good. So people who say it's not a good cable, it's not bad. Retro Tank Mini is $99. I think the Pro version is $150 or something like that. I don't know. They have several models, but even $99, and they have this cheap one called Retro Scaler 2X on Amazon. One guy's selling it for $55, but this is not bad for, I mean, this is like what, $20 or $30 cable, something like that. And your SNES, N64, and GameCube will all look super sharp with this. And if you got an AV Japanese Famicom, don't know what adapter you need to plug into the US, because Japan is 100 volt and US is 120. But yeah, if you got one of those that has multi-AV out port too, I'm assuming that looks good. Only other option is the Wii with a retro console, which I have one on the other side. I have a Wii in the corner, right there, that red thing, right there, that's my Wii with a red skin. It's not the actual red Wii. That's pretty clean image too, actually. But that'll be another video. I'll hook up the other consoles and see what the difference is. But the cable itself, you can see the difference between the standard AV cable it comes with. Or maybe that's not the one it came with, because I bought this after market on eBay. I don't know which one it came with. That's a black cable, which I think came with either Super Nintendo or N64 or GameCube. But this is not bad either, so I mean, it's the same cable, so you can see the difference in the quality of the video. So just wanted to show you. It looks pretty good and not too shabby. So, and now I have to go back to the Stream Bar Pro I bought for my birthday 2 years ago. Go back to the main menu. So yeah, this is pretty good quality, not bad. So no need to waste money on a retro tank. Just buy one of these, it's not bad. That's about all I wanted to share. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.